Detroit Den 313 family, we're here. We're live. We haven't got an opportunity to talk to you guys about this draft. We've been eager trying to make sure we both had an opportunity where we had some time set aside where we didn't have to rush. So here we are. Steve, how you feeling?
Feeling good. It's been a long time since we've been live. Been a couple weeks. For those of you who are watching, hit that like button. Greatly appreciated. Like Will said, we're going to get into some draft talk. Also, if you can't see in the headline, we're going to talk about our upcoming giveaway for our members. If you're not a member, think about becoming one. We got some jerseys. We're going to figure out which jersey we're going to give away. We got we got 6 jerseys, Will?
6.
Got a Penei Sewell jersey. I think we got a couple St. Browns. That Brian Branch jersey is a hot one that a lot of people are looking for. I can't remember off the top of them. I think we got a Jahmyr Gibbs. Like we got a bunch of jerseys we're going to slowly start giving away here every 2 weeks or so. So if you're not a member, consider it. It's not required, but it's greatly appreciated. Well, kind of an odd time for football. There's not a whole lot going on with the Detroit Lions. We've been hammering away on some draft videos. It's greatly appreciated. All those new subscribers, all those new comments, some good questions, good topics of discussion. Still feeling pretty good about this past week's draft.
You know how I feel. I feel phenomenal. Man. I feel great about what Brad did, and Dan, and Sheila, and Rod. You know, the camp. Chris Spillman, let me not forget about you. Even though they didn't go get a linebacker for you, man, I'm sorry. I apologize. I know you were in there lobbying. But no, man, I feel good about it, man. I feel like we did some really good things. It's not the route that I had planned, but we called that too. We said, you know, Brad's gonna have a trick up his sleeve. He's gonna do something that nobody's talking about, and he did. He delivered.
I saw some people who weren't very happy with Brad Holmes.
I think you said it best in our last episode, man. You're never gonna make everybody happy.
No,
but when we're lifting that Lombardi trophy, people are gonna feel way better about it. You're still gonna have some people out there probably upset. You know,
there will be people who are upset that we won a Lombardi trophy and we don't have a 3rd and 4th round pick next year. It's just you can't make Lions fans happy.
No, you can't do it 2 years in a row. Because, you know, whatever.
I saw some people criticizing Brad Holmes about some of the trades moving up, and you know, people were saying, and I said that it was an ugly draft, but I meant it in a good way. And someone asked me what I meant by that. What I meant by that was we live in a world where fantasy football kind of runs a lot of people's minds. We didn't draft like a sexy wide receiver or the quarterback or the running back. Like we got some junkyard dogs, like some corners, some defensive linemen, some offensive linemen. We didn't draft any of the sexy positions. I think that's what I meant by, it was an ugly draft, but I love it. That's exactly what we needed. You know, you don't always need that flashy wide receiver. Kind of wanted one, later in the rounds, but just because we didn't get it doesn't mean that it was a bad draft.
Steve, I think you're nuts, man.
What do you mean?
And as a person who played defensive back in college, defensive back is sexy. So timeout, pump the brakes.
No, I like it, but I'm saying like people can't draft Terrion Arnold on their fantasy football team is what I mean.
I mean, I get it, but I just had to stand up for my boys, man. That playing DB is sexy. We got a little swagger about us, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, especially Terrion Arnold, man. I feel like Ennis Rakestraw might just be a flat out dog like BB, like Brian Branch. He seems like he's just more of a silent assassin, man. He goes about his business kind of quietly, but Terry ain't gonna talk that talk, man. I'm excited for it.
I'll fire this one at you, Will. Angela Gore, what do you think about the Falcons deal? I'm assuming you're talking about them drafting Michael Penix, if I'm not mistaken. So, Will, what did you think about that? Did that kind of catch you by surprise?
I'll be honest. I was hyper focused on my Detroit Lions, but Angela, you did politely ask to go off script, so I got to throw it out there for you. I do have some feelings. I felt like Michael Penix got kind of disregarded this whole draft process. They acted like he wasn't a beast, man. And then I kind of feel bad for him in the sense that then the kid gets drafted and people are just belittling him and throwing shade at him, man, like he's a terrible QB and like it was a horrible decision. I look at it like this. If I'm the got me thinking about JJ. If I'm the Atlanta Falcons, I feel like the Atlanta Falcons are just trying to solidify their quarterback position for the next probably 10 years, 8 years, whatever. So Kirk Cousins goes through his contract, which is a contract that they can get out of in 2026. If you look at it, right? 2026, they can get out of that contract. But I believe he signed for 4 years. They can either have him play the position for 4 years and then turn it over to Penix, or he can play for a couple and then Penix can take over, which would give him ample time to learn the NFL game, right? Just like some of these other guys, Aaron Rodgers playing behind Brett Favre type deals. These guys who play behind solid quarterbacks get a chance to learn and then come in and do their thing, man, rather than just getting thrown right into the fire. So I think Penix is going to be just fine, man. I feel like he's an underrated quarterback. I feel like on the back end of this thing, when Penix is taking over, guys like Bijan Robinson could be at the peak of his career. You know, you're still going to have a Kyle Pitts at the peak of his career. You know what I mean? So I think that team did something that could ultimately pay off down the road. But at the end of the day, I'm worried about these Detroit Lions and what Hendon Hooker is going to do in that same situation. So as Jared Goff does his thing for the next few seasons, and whatever deal, whatever extension he gets, what's Hendon Hooker going to do after he learns from Jared Goff, you know?
Yeah, I personally don't care what the Atlanta Falcons did. They don't affect us. We don't play them this year. But just real quick, I will say it's probably not the route I would have went if I was their GM. I just gave Kirk Cousins $100 million guaranteed. So that means he's probably my quarterback for at least 2 years, which puts Michael Penix like 27 by the time he's ready to start a game. Shaky knees, shaky shoulder. I like Penix. I'm not trying to knock him, but I think what I saw from him when he was not playing Pac-12 type defenses, the Pac-12 is not really known for defense. When he went against Michigan, one of the best defense in the country, he struggled. He overthrew. He got those happy feet. He got a little nervous. In the NFL, you're going to be going against that kind of defenses year in, year out. And I get it. The talent's better on both sides. But I don't know. If I were the Falcons, I probably would have, in that position, drafted J.J. McCarthy because at least I could sit him for 2 years and he's younger.
I get it. It's just a matter of what you like, man. What you like.
Big fat winner. Hang on a second. We are not going to answer this because we are working on something. We're working on an episode to talk about that. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't want to cover that too much and then have to go record it and repeat myself. But me and Will have talked about that scenario. We're going to try to get that covered as soon as possible because that is something that interests me. William,
talk to me.
We're also kind of talking about doing an episode on this, and maybe we will later on down the road. But you think there's some pressure on Aaron Glenn now with all this offseason stuff and getting him his defensive players?
I don't believe in pressure, man. Like, I think there's some fan pressure, right? But I truly don't believe these guys are running around feeling pressure. When I look at the film, and I know a lot of people don't agree with me, I think that Aaron Glenn does a phenomenal job. So, and that's what I've been screaming this whole time. And it's not even just about, I guess you could say what he has, man, but I keep hearing people say that he does the same things and he calls the games the same way. And it's just not true if you watch the film. But I don't know, man. Everybody's entitled to their own opinions, man, but he doesn't call the games the same way. And just look at did you see what he did to the Dallas Cowboys, right? You know, a team that was blazing hot, that was putting up darn near 50 points a game at home, right? Just those different situations, man. I feel like everybody talks about our pass rush situation, then everybody wants to talk about how trash Aaron Glenn is. I don't understand why he gets no grace. If you're saying that our pass rush is terrible, what is the guy really supposed to do? But I'm not even one to say that our pass rush was completely terrible. I think that it was a combination of things. So I do believe that having DJ Reader is going to change some things, man. So it's not necessarily did we get that edge rusher, right? But it'll look different this year. But no, I don't think that Aaron Glenn is feeling any pressure, but I think the city of Detroit is going to put some pressure or try to apply some pressure to him. How do you feel? What do you think?
I think that there's no excuse for him to not have a much improved defense statistically. Our passing defense has to get better. Our pass rush has to get better. I don't think we can get a whole lot better against the run, but some of those games where we were giving up 30, 31 points a game, what was kind of rough to watch. And then, like halfway through the season, there was like 3 or 4 games where we played really good defense. And then toward the end, we were going up against some elite receivers, Justin Jefferson twice, CeeDee Lamb, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, Mike Evans. Like, it was a gauntlet for the Detroit Lions. And having to put Cam Sutton out there against those receivers when neither one of us believed Cam Sutton was a true number 1. He probably would have been a perfect number 2, but it is what it is. That's just what we had. You're not going to put Kindle Vildor on those guys because I don't think that guy could cover you or me, if I'm being honest, Will. So I think what we've done in free agency, trading for Carlton Davis, the draft capital we've used on the secondary, there's no excuse for this defense to be better. How much better? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we'll be better, and I think it's without question, man. And I think that J-Rod, what's up, baby? I'm glad you caught us, man. I'm glad you caught us. I think this defense is going to be way better. I think that DJ Reader is going to help us address some of that pass rush issue. I feel like it's an underrated selection because people only talk about him. I'm not going to say only, but a lot of people talk about what he's going to do in the run game, not what he's going to do. Excuse me, as far as pass rush goes. And I think there's 2 avenues to his pass rush, man. One, he's going to get pressure up the middle in the quarterback's faces, and it's not necessarily going to lead in sacks, but it may lead to pressure, just making that QB maybe step left or step right, maybe step right into Aiden Hutchinson's lap, man. So I think there's those situations. There's the creating the double team. And who's it going to make better, man? I think it's going to make Marcus Davenport better, man. I think it's going to make James Houston better. You know what I'm saying? I think it's going to make Matthew Betts, maybe he'll look a little better, man. And I think that, hey, man, you can say what you want about that dude, man, but at the end of the day, it's about technique. That's a dude that's been along a long time, man. He did a little stint with the Chicago Bears first, then with the Canadian League. And if you watch the film on the guy, that he knows how to play the game of football. He plays with a high motor and he plays with great technique. I think that will translate into him having some production. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's going to be a Pro Bowler, but man-to-man situations, will he be able to produce? Technique wins in a lot of times, man. The dude's got pretty good doggone technique.
Just read some of these comments. I'm sorry. Listen, I hope you're right about Matthew Betts. I'm just not willing to bet on it. Pun intended.
Well, I'll bet on this, though, because if you look at James Houston and you look at Matthew Betts and you don't look at, we're not talking about competition. We're looking at technique. Matthew Betts' technique is hands down better than James Houston. Now, does he have the athletic gifts that a James Houston has? Yet remains to be seen because I haven't seen him against this caliber of competition. But if it's technique for technique, my Canadian got some technique. Hey, you see what I did? You see what I did?
Only thing missing is the maple syrup. William, I want Matthew Betts to go out and do half of what he did in the Canadian Football League. That would be phenomenal. Would he have like 18 sacks last year in Canada? Come to the Lions. Come to the Lions.
Make the team first.
Make the team. Come to the Lions. Get 9 sacks next year. We will do 10 Matthew Betts jersey giveaways if that happens to be the case.
You heard Steve. I ain't signed up for that.
Because if
that comes out our pocket, guys,
if he comes in and gets 9 sacks, this defense is going to be pretty damn scary. What else we got tonight, William? We're not going to be live forever, guys. If you got any questions, fire it off. We've done a lot of draft recap videos. If you haven't watched those, you can check those out later. Fire off some questions. We'll try to get into it for a little bit here. We just try to go live every now and then. It's been how long? I can't even remember the last time we went live. It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's been I think a few weeks before the draft, man. So we had a nice little run. We're really here for you guys. So fire what you got.
What do you think? What do you gentlemen think of Manu?
I'll let you address that one first, Steve.
Probably my favorite pick in the draft. 6'8", 350. And if you haven't seen his highlight tape, I shared it on our Twitter page. If you want to give us a follow on Twitter, you can check that out. This guy is an absolute unit with extreme athleticism for his size. I look to him to be the starting right tackle of the future. I think when Decker hangs it up, when he's done, when he calls it a day, slide Penei Sewell over to the left tackle, bring in Manu. I keep wanting to say Manu Ginobili. I'm going to say Manu Ginobili one of these times, and it's going to be a big error. But I think he's the right tackle of the future. It's not this year, but maybe next year or the year after that, we'll have to see. But he's probably my favorite pick of the draft.
Here's what I don't understand. I don't understand why everybody keeps saying that he's going to play tackle. Right? I don't know where this dude is going to play. He might play guard. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? Because we could be living in a world where next season Frank Ragnow decides to hang him up. You know what I'm saying? So what is that going to look like? It's probably going to look like Graham Glasgow moving over, right? So unless Corby Sourstall takes some huge step forward this season and he steps into that position, because he's a excuse me, guys, that he's a guy who I think we forget is a guy that can play center and guard. So I'm looking forward to see what he does this season in this bloodbath that Brad Holmes is talking about with guys vying for positions. But who knows what he's going to play, man. The dude runs a 4.9. And I know, Steve, you reported something a couple episodes ago that John Jansen had to say about Giovanni. He said that he has some trouble pulling. He didn't give any substance to that. He just said that it's something that he noticed that he struggles to do when he watched the film. So I wonder what that is, what that looks like. But either way that it goes, man, I think when you run a 4.9, you have those type of athletic gifts and traits. That might be something that can be developed. So I don't know where he plays, man. I think it might be contingent on what we need.
Dog's going nuts downstairs. I don't know what's going on. Someone could be trying to break into my house. Big Fat. Who is the one? I think you mean who is the one player on defense to get a big contract, not Aiden Hutchinson. I think Ali McNeil is becoming a free agent at the end of this year, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it's going to be a big contract, but he's someone I'd like to get signed. I don't think he's going to be like, an Aaron Donald type contract, but I think he's going to get a nice fair raise.
Yeah, I think we're talking down the road, but if we're talking about flat out superstar, I think Brian Branch is eventually going to get paid, because I think Brian Branch is going to end up being a superstar, man. I think he's going to end up being a Pro Bowl caliber player, man, and he's going to want to and need to get paid once his time comes. But hey, we got some time. We got some time, especially since even though we didn't get him in the first round and get that 5th-year option, but we still got three left, two before we're talking that extension. So
no rush. Build the statue when he gets a second contract.
What about this one, Steve? I'm assuming you're talking about DJ Chark. DJ Chark.
Would I want DJ back? I mean, it's nothing that really excites me. I don't know. I think I'm pretty good with Donovan Peoples-Jones. Yeah, I liked how our offense was with DJ Chark, but that was 2 years ago. Yeah. I don't know. It's not really like a huge need for me. I don't think it really moves the needle. It's just another body.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same, man. If we're gonna sign somebody, it better be Tyler Boyd. Like if it's otherwise, I'm good with Donovan Peoples-Jones too for what's out there. Definitely don't want nothing against Odell, man, but I just don't know that he fits the Detroit Lions. So if there's somebody out there, Odell,
yeah, is he?
Yeah,
I thought he signed somewhere.
Not that I'm aware of. I know he was in big time talks with Kansas City and the Miami Dolphins, but.
Craig Hogg, see you in here. Hope you got that picture. Hope it's nice, hung up in your man cave there. I think out in Oregon, if I'm not mistaken.
I got one for you, Steve.
Oh boy. Oh man, I don't know. I know there was a lot of speculation that Vaki was going to be our third running back, but Brad Holmes wasn't so quick to say that that's exactly where he was going to play. He said in his interview or press conference that he's going to, see where he fits. He's going to be a special teamer. He could be a guy who steps in at safety. If someone goes down, he could step in at running back if we get an injury there. I don't want to put him in one specific category. I want to just play him wherever we happen to need him at the time. If that's purely just special teams for a few weeks, that's fine with me. If if Kirby Joseph gets banged up and we need another safety, then he could slide in there. If David Montgomery gets hurt and we need some running back depth, I think it's just all depending on with Vaki. But I don't want to just label him as one specific position myself. What about you, Will?
I'm not gonna have a popular opinion.
well, hang on. Someone said in our draft recap video was cracking me up that it's about time we drafted some weapons for Jack Fox.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Listen, but the bottom line, that was a pick for Flip, man. Where is he gonna play? Special teams. Everything else, pump the brakes, guys. Pump the brakes. Like he's gonna be a special team star. Like let's not get it twisted. I'm excited for what he's gonna do on special teams. You're gonna see gadgets. He'll be able to do fake punts. He'll be able to do a lot of cool things. He will be a fan favorite. And I said it in a podcast, our draft recap, that I think that he's gonna win us a football game because he's gonna do something cool. He's gonna block a punt. He's gonna force a fumble. He's gonna rush on a punt team, or he's gonna throw a pass or catch a pass on punt team. He's gonna do something, man, because he's just a football player that can do a bunch of cool things. But let's pump the brakes on him filling in at safety. If Kirby Joseph goes down, Brian Branch moves over, and the world goes on. Let's pump the brakes at running back. We're set there. Like it is maybe not now, maybe as he develops over a couple of seasons, but as he comes in, he's another one. First thing he needs to do is make this team. Got to make this team first. I am excited for him though. Let me not like make it like I don't like the guy. I do like him, but I think that we got.
I don't think I didn't see you shopping for Sione Vaki jerseys the other night. Well, don't think I wasn't noticing that. So
yeah, you know how I feel about jerseys.
Guys, fire off some questions. I see some statements in here, but I don't really see a whole lot of questions.
We'll talk that talk, babe. Talk that talk. Said it's a bloodbath. She ready to watch the bloodbath. That's the type of energy we're raising in this house, Steve.
We got to take these women up to some training camp practices. Me and Sarah went up there one day last year, and it was absolutely miserable. It was probably 155 degrees. It was just too hot for me, William. But
can we not let her go up with the playbook this time? Keep that playbook at home, Mrs. Perkins.
I don't know if she's watching because she usually watches on Facebook, and we're not streaming on Facebook tonight, just YouTube and Twitter. But yeah, aren't we eyeing another kicker from the UFL?
Jake Bates.
I hope so. I'm all for it.
Yeah, Jake Bates. We can't talk to him right now though. He's because he's a professional. You know, we can't reach out to him. It's tampering. But hopefully, you know, he can come in and maybe. I'm hoping that games aren't close enough for him to be winning them with 60-yard kicks. But if we need one, hopefully we have him available.
Don't give away my playbook anymore, Sarah. Don't give away the Detroit Tech 313 playbook to our competition. Just walking up and offering them everything they need to see. Unbelievable.
Quintez Cephas to the Bills. Yep, I did see that. I didn't know that he signed. I knew that he went on a visit.
That's weird. I didn't know that sports gambling was legal in the state of New York.
Oh boy, I'm not touching that. I will not partake.
Super early bold predictions. Goff and MVP conversation. I don't know if I have any bold predictions as of now. I'm not saying I won't later on in the year, but I've been seeing a lot of people throw out that Super Bowl or bust. I don't. How do you feel about that term, Super Bowl or bust, William?
I hate it, man. I hate it because it's really tough in this NFL. It's really tough anywhere to get to a championship game, man. But we're talking about the best of the best, man. In the NFL, it's really tough to get there, man. And good teams don't make it there all the time, right? So I just want to see us put out a team that competes. If we get out, we compete. We don't shoot ourselves in the foot. We don't look undisciplined. We don't look like we don't know what the heck's going on. We don't look like we can't score the football in third quarters, right? Then I'll be happy with whatever the chips fall, man. But if we're out here getting blasted, if we're out here, you know, being undisciplined like the Lions of old, man, shooting our foot and making bad mistakes at the end of football games, then I'll be frustrated. So as long as we compete, man, I'll be happy. Don't let's not get that twisted into me not wanting to win because you're darn sure I want to win football games. But I think that all that other stuff takes care of itself, man. When you get all this like, oh, we got to win, it's got to be Super Bowl, it's got to be, then that's when stuff gets weird, man. Just get out there and compete and be you and we'll be fine.
William, I got to address a question in here.
Fire it.
Because this is exactly what I was hoping someone would avoid asking me. I actually thought about talking about this at one point. Mikey V, longtime listener, first time caller. Steve, how did you feel watching the Rams take Verse and Fisk? I have never felt rage like that in my entire life. Those were two guys. Verse was number one on my board. Before we signed DJ Reader, Fisk was probably number two on my board. So watching the Rams get both of them absolutely sucked. I was pissed. I was like, damn, man, the Rams are having like the draft that I wanted the Lions to have at one point before we got DJ Reader. So My anger was probably a 10. I had to hide it because I'm thinking, all right, I'm not worried about other teams. I know we play the Rams, but I'm just worried about the Lions today. But I did notice it did not make me feel good. I was quite upset that they got two of my favorite players in the draft, and we do play them this year. And I'm hoping that Rams game is a primetime game against the Lions this year.
It'd be nice, man. It'd be nice.
I'm a William. This one's you.
What we got?
What do you guys think of Matthew Stafford's attitude toward our Lions? He did a diss on us.
I don't think. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, do you know what she's referring to?
I think that's when he said he came to town to stomp our faces in the dirt and destroy us. And
break our hearts.
That's what he's supposed to do.
Yes.
He is a football player that gets paid to win football games. He is with his new team. Some would say his new boo, and they are falling in love and trying to ride off into the sunset and live happily ever after. He's not going to the old boo and saying, hey, still love you. I'm going to let you win this battle. So he did exactly what he was supposed to do, and he did exactly what we talked about. We said, Matthew Stafford isn't coming here to have a kumbaya time and say, I miss you guys, and I really hope that you guys do well after I let you get this victory. No, he's coming to break your heart. He just was truthful enough to truly say what was on his mind. And I tip my hat to him for telling the truth and not giving the political answer, which is what he typically does. But it's no harm, no foul. That day of that football game, well, actually, from the moment I found out we were playing the Rams up until 0 on the clock after the game, I hated everything about him, right? Everything. I hated it. I wanted Aiden Hutchinson to just destroy him every play. I wanted him to throw for 0 yards. I wanted his QB rating to be negative, and I wanted him to have the worst game of his life, and I wanted him to forever just hate the thought of playing in Detroit that day. And then after that, I went back to liking him because he did great things for the city. He gave his body and just got his body absolutely destroyed and came week in and week out. The coming out into the city and donating and charities and all the stuff, man. Like, Matt, I tip my hat to you. But every time you come here as an opponent, it's going to be me cheering for off with your head.
When can I have a turn?
Absolutely.
I love what Stafford said. It wasn't a diss. It was competitor. It was a Matthew Stafford trying to win a second Super Bowl. He's coming into the former team he used to play, a different type of Lions team, and he wanted to break our hearts. Angela, I love the question, and we thought about doing an episode on that, but we were kind of late to the party. There's already a bunch of other YouTubers who had addressed that. We were like 5 or 6 days late, so we just didn't address it. But if you have been following us long enough, Angela, and you watched our pregame video on that playoff game, we said a lot of people are expecting like a Matthew Stafford tribute. They're wanting to wear Stafford Lions jerseys. I said, I don't want to see Stafford jerseys. He is coming here to end our season, to break our hearts. Do you think Matthew Stafford wanted to see the Lions get their first playoff win in 30 years against him? No, he did this. He said the same thing I would have said if I was in his shoes. Like, I have no problem with it. I don't think it was a diss. I would have said the same thing. Like, hey, I'm going against my former team. Time to put them to bed. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to break their hearts. I'm going to come in there and I'm going to break their hearts on national TV and show them why they should have built a better team around me. But I will say this, and it makes it that much sweeter that we won that game, because that was his mindset. That was his feelings that he put out there, and we got to crush him. We got to crush his season and not have it be the other way around.
I can't not put this up here. Maybe it's just because I'm immature, but I just can't. Now we got to sign Jake Bates. Now we got to sign him. Brent, we got to sign him.
Family show.
We got to sign him. What are we doing here? I'm sorry. I'm a child.
Unbelievable. I hope my wife's not still watching this. Or my mother. What other questions you guys got? Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say this. And Joe, this is not just at you, because there's a couple of people who have said this. How do we know that Mano is raw? There's only this much film, because unless you guys know something that I don't know, I can only find like this much film on him. So like, I can't find full games. All I can find is highlights or pieces of game film that people have reposted, but I can't find. I'm looking at Huddle. I'm looking at some of the Canadian coaches. I'm looking everywhere and I can't find film. So how do we know? How are we making that assumption that he's just so raw, man. Like, you know, I just keep hearing that getting tossed around, and I am a film-based opinion person. I believe what I see on film, not just the freak workouts, not just the pajama Olympics. So that's why I've been saying, even when you made mention to the John Jansen thing, I was like, I would love to pick John Jansen's brain, man, because I would love to learn. I would love to learn from somebody that's that educated and looking at those guys like that. But I just haven't seen enough for him to make a true decision other than what I've heard from people. So if you guys know where some film is, please message us on our Twitter page, man. It'd be great.
Yeah, I went out of my way yesterday morning to watch or listen to 97 Won the Ticket just because of John Jansen, just because my two favorite picks in this draft were offensive linemen, Mahogany and Manu. So if you want to get some information, you know, you got to do your homework. I can't come on here and talk about something if I don't know all the facts. So if I mention John Jansen, it's going to be in a good thing or a good light. And you guys know my feelings on 97.1. But John Jansen is the best person on that program, on that network. 1997 national champion, played with in the NFL for a long time with Washington. If I have anything I want to study up on an offensive lineman, if he's talking it, I'm going to go find some information from him just because he's local. And what he said about him was, yeah, he doesn't think he's a sexy guard when he pulls. Is he going to play guard? Is he going to play tackle? I don't know. But I will say this about Manu. 6'8", 350 pounds. It's going to be hard to find someone who overpowers him in the NFL. He could probably get out techniqued right away, but it's going to be tough to absolutely overpower a guy that big and that lean.
Yeah, no doubt.
J-Rod, I like it. Number 1 subscriber. I think you were our first member, as a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken. That's my 313 special order jersey is going to say, I love it. Take a picture, tag us in it on Twitter. Yeah, I'm pretty sure J-Rod was our first Detroit Den 313 member when once we started getting some memberships. And real quick, well, when are we going to do this jersey giveaway? We have 6, like we said earlier, for those of you guys who weren't listening. What day you want to do it? Like this weekend, maybe?
What, you talking about these?
Yeah. Ooh, is that the one?
Talking about these babies?
Yeah, we got a couple more.
These babies?
Oh, we got more than that too. We got.
Oh yeah, we got 6 of them. We got 6 of them.
St. Brown.
I don't know, man. Somebody put it in the comments. Do you guys want to do one this week? Like, what are we talking? We want to do one back half of this week, Friday, Saturday. What we doing?
First member to leave a comment on which day we should do this giveaway. That's the day we'll do it.
There's Russ. What up, Russ?
Russ, Michigan State fan. He's never going to give Johnson any credit. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Go blue, Russ.
Hey, Michigan State did have a guy drafted. Did you see that? That's one more guy that got drafted than they scored points against Michigan.
Steve, Keon Coleman doesn't count.
We're going to go with Friday. Well, no, some center from Michigan State. J-Rod, first member to count, or I'm sorry, Big Fat, I believe. First comment that I see from a member Friday. So, all right, we'll do a jersey giveaway Friday night, Friday morning. I don't know. We'll have to see our work schedules. Friday night, Emily says. I don't know. That's up to you, Will. I think I'm free Friday night.
All right, let's make it happen.
Which jersey you want to give away? Do you want to do?
We got St. Brown. We got Sewell. We
two
got
St. Browns.
We got well, let's do St. Brown since we got 2 St. Browns.
Which one is yours? What color do you have? Do you have the home or the away?
I think I got the blue one, I believe.
Okay, so we got 2 home Amon or St. Brown giveaways that we will be doing Friday evening, we'll say. Not Friday night, maybe Friday evening. So again, if you're not a member of our page, you have to do it from a desktop. Become a member. You get automatically entered into all of our giveaways. Tier 1, entered once. Tier 2, 2 entries. Tier 3, 3 entries, so on, so on. Will, I want you to tell the people like what we're kind of planning for these giveaways too that we were talking about yesterday, if you don't mind.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, first things first, man, these giveaways are for you guys to give back because the support has been awesome, man. This is something that we talk about all the time. This is us getting together with our friends and now our extended families and just talking football. Like we're we're at the barbershop, we're at the bar, we're hanging out, we're just chatting it up, work, whatever, man. Just giving our opinions, having fun with it, trying to keep it as respectful as possible, regardless of the opinion, and just going from there. But we are trying to, over probably the next 12 weeks or so, give away these 6 jerseys and just keep it engaged. And then as we get more subscribers and as we get this thing grows, we can do more stuff like that, whether it's the photos, whether it's the jerseys, and we want to go bigger, right? So we want to start getting into, those autograph helmets and that type of stuff. So, but we can only go as far as this thing grows, because it comes out, being honest, it comes out of our pocket most times. We did have, shout out to Cornerstone. We did have Cornerstone sponsor us for the one set of 4 jerseys, but outside of that, every giveaway has come out of me and Steve's pocket. So just please, the biggest thing that you guys could do is share our podcast with other people, man. Tell other people about us, and as we grow, we'll do more stuff. Did I cover it, Steve?
Yeah, Keith, I'll become a member. We got fat size. So it's my understanding that the jerseys we give away, if they do not fit you, we will ship them with the tags on in case they do not fit. It's my understanding that if you take these jerseys to a Fanatics shop, they will swap it out for a jersey of your size as long as the tags are on. So when we do send these, we will send them with the tags, with everything. We buy jerseys that obviously we try to fit what most of our followers are. It's mostly men. So we got larges, extra larges. I remember we did a giveaway on Twitter, and it was a 5'1" Asian woman, and she did not fit into an extra large. So I worked with her. We got her some gift cards instead. But yeah, if you take those to a Fanatic shop, it's my understanding, and I hope I'm right, that they will swap that out for you for even if you want a different player, but they'll give you a different size as long as the tags are still on it.
Yep, that's what I was told too. And then moving forward, for the ones that we do, maybe we can do like a gift receipt or something like that if that's a problem. But I did speak to the lady here at the Downriver Fanatic store, and she said long as it has the tag on it, she can't give you a refund, but she'd be more than happy to swap it out for another jersey.
Yeah, and that's perfect, because we know not everyone's going to wear the same size jersey, but we try to play the odds. Bobby Stark, welcome. I think I've seen you comment on some of our other videos. Welcome to the show. We'll probably do like another 10 or so minutes. If you guys got any questions, whatever it may be,
fire them off.
Lions
fire
related
off questions. What you want to hear a show about? Here's a question. If you guys didn't get an opportunity to watch the last show, again, Coach Prasandik, I'll give you your flowers on it. Coach Prasandik asked me a question. I thought that was pretty cool, and me and Steve both answered it. So you guys put it in the chat how you feel. Who will be our starting secondary week 1? Who will be the starting secondary? So who you guys think? Put it in the comments. Who's at corners? Who's at the corners? Who's at the safeties? And who's at the nickels? What you guys think? Steve, you remember who you said?
Yeah, I was with you, except for I swapped out Arnold with Amik Robertson just week 1. But I don't know. Later on down the road, week 7, I think that could change.
Yeah, for sure.
Guys,
I like that a couple people were talking about Ennis Rakestraw, man. They were like, "Hey, man, don't sleep on Ennis. He might be the one."
Yeah. I don't know. I really like both the corners. Like, it just gives us more options.
Oh, I love this question. You know how I feel about it. I'll let you hit it.
We did an episode on that one, Craig. Come on, Craig. We did an episode on that one. We're both all for it. We just did it like last week, I believe. It's a pretty recent video, Craig, if you want to check that one out. But me and Will are both on board. If the price is right, bring them in.
Yeah, for sure, man. Arnold, Davis, Branch. Who's at the safeties? Craig?
I got another question for people. And this is maybe we do a fan show where the best topic for a show is something we will do an episode on, and we will give you a shout out in that, mention your name. But that's something we've kind of talked about doing. Is you guys tell us what you want to talk about. We'll record it. We'll get it up. I do have a couple ideas in mind. There's something I want to address.
I like it. Iffy and Joseph seems to be consensus. I'm still not past somebody calling, man. somebody calling, man, and wanting to give us a little something for one of these corners, man. I think we might see that throughout the season. Whoever doesn't rise to the top, especially if it's one of the veterans like Emmanuel Mosley, if he's healthy, he's playing decent, or he's in decent shape, somebody calls, man, and needs a little something, that could be draft equity for next year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you said that in yesterday morning's episode too.
Yeah. Rakestraw to safety. I don't know if I like his frame for that, but he's definitely got the mentality. I'll tell you that. He's got nothing but dog in him.
I like
that. Like that.
I like this as an episode. And I kind of already got something in the works for that I'll talk to you about. I haven't got to run it by you yet, but I don't want to show all my cards right away. But guys, hit that like button while you got a second. I know you guys aren't doing nothing but watching our ugly faces talk football. At least you can do is hit that like button for us. It's much appreciated. Let us get 5,000 by the end of the week. 5,000 subscribers would be awesome. Also, if you're not subscribed, think about doing that. We're trying to get that 5,000 here ASAP.
What you guys got? Toss them out there. We're here for it. Making sure we didn't miss anything.
Yeah, there's been some comments are flying. It's hard to keep track. Oh, schedule release comes out. I think I heard next week, Thursday, I believe. Or the 9th. That's not next Thursday. That's like I guess it is next Thursday. What's the one game you're looking forward to the most next year, home or away?
Not talking about the Rams game.
That's one you're looking forward to the most?
Man, any division game. I'm looking forward to going against Caleb Williams. I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to when JJ takes over the job and he probably comes to town round 2. I'm looking forward to getting these Packers back because of what they did to us on Thanksgiving. Like, it's just, those division games are just personal, man. I would love to go undefeated in the division. I know that's tough. That's a tough ask, man. That's a tough ask, but I would love to sweep the division. That would be a season in itself that I would never forget if we just swept the division.
It's a great answer, but it's the wrong answer, William.
What you got?
The only right answer is I want that Cowboys ass. That loss last year does not sit well with me still. I want my payback. I want it back in Dallas like it is in 2024. We should have beat them. The refs fucked us. I don't blame refs. I never blame refs, but they did screw us in that one. I want that game more than anything next year. Then it's probably the division games. I'm excited for the Rams. I'm hoping that's a primetime game, Saturday night or a Monday night, Sunday night, maybe Thanksgiving. Maybe we get Stafford back to Detroit on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I respect it, man, but it's always the division for me. Those games are the most important games. We got to win a division to get to where we're trying to go. Give me all of those. But then let me smack Dallas. I'm with you guys.
How many primetime games do we have this year? You say 6. Well, I know Thanksgiving, that's a primetime game, so that's automatically 1. I kind of feel like I said, the Rams, I think that'll be a primetime game. I think you got to give us the Niners in primetime, rematch of the NFC Championship, but that's on the road. I'd like to have 3 primetime games at home and at least maybe 2 on the road, but so 5.
I'm a little bit confused on why it's not 16, to be honest.
Yeah, the Jets had 45 primetime games last year. I had to go out there and watch Zach Wilson on primetime every single week.
Oh, Steve, I like this question. I like this question a lot.
I was hoping you wouldn't see that one because I don't know. I don't. Before camp? No, I don't think he gets signed before camp.
Hey, Adam Schefter, he put it out there. He said they're not even close. But because when he said they're not even close at first, my mind went
problem.
Yeah, I went out there I was like, whoa. And then he followed it up with, but both sides want to get the deal done. So let's not, So I think there will be a deal, but I think it's a matter of exactly what I thought it was before. He's going to be 30 years old, right? So if he signs a 3-year deal. He's 33 trying to get a deal. He's a 1-year deal guy now, maybe 2 max. Like he's not getting extended deals. This is his last long-term deal, long-term being, between 3 and 5 seasons. So I guarantee his camp is like, give me a 5-year deal. You know what I mean? And the Detroit Lions are probably like, hey man, why do I got this Hendon Hooker guy and I'm gonna sign you to 5 years? I'll sign you to a 3-year deal. You know what I mean? So I guarantee that's the chess that's being played behind the scenes. I shouldn't say guarantee, but that's what I think is what's going on behind the scenes. I don't necessarily think it's about the seasonal money. I think it's more about the longevity of what this deal is going to be. And we haven't even seen Hendon Hooker yet. So it's kind of like trying to play that chess, man. Let me get a little bit of action and see what's going on before, because I guarantee if Hendon Hooker looks like absolute trash, then Goff is going to get a bag.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, he's going to get a bag.
We've talked about that. Like, I think Goff and Hooker is probably like something that we get asked about once a week, if not on the show, like someone at work, a friend, like, hey, what do you guys think about Hendon Hooker? Like, oh man, I don't want to go down this road. I don't.
But at the contrary, if Hendon Hooker comes in and looks like a monster, then Goff, man, you better hope you get that 3-year deal, man. After that, you better, you might want to sign on that dotted line, that 3-year, whatever they're offering. So it's chess being played, man. I'm interested to see. I'm excited. I'm not on the same boat as like some of these people that thought the moment that Hendon Hooker got activated, he should have started. Like that, I thought that was a little bit crazy. But I am excited.
Second day of practice, man. Why is Hendon Hooker not our starter?
Why isn't he out there, man? So I'm not in that lane, but I am excited to see him play, man. I thought that what he did in Tennessee was exciting. Their offense doesn't necessarily translate to, the NFL style of game, but he can throw that bad boy around, and I'm interested to see him air it out, man. I don't know that it's going to be on week 1 on a Sunday, but just preseason, he's going to be letting that bad boy fly, and I can't wait to see it.
Real quick, Mike P, I saw you ask this a minute ago. Do you think we play overseas this year? Our schedule's set. We know who we're playing. We know who our home games are. We know who our away games are. I don't think the Lions don't have an overseas game this year. Thank God. I don't like those overseas games. I think they take away from the season ticket holders of whatever team, you're a ticket holder for, regardless of who it is. I don't want to see I get it. I get what the NFL's trying to do. It's a business. They're trying to broaden their markets. They're trying to get more fans and international medias. It's for them, it's great. And I get it. It makes sense. But for me, being a season ticket holder, I don't want to lose a game to England that's considered a home game for the Lions. So luckily we don't have one. I know they got a game in Brazil this year. I can't remember who's playing in it. I want to say it was the Chiefs and Raiders maybe, but I don't know. No, we don't have an international game this year, which means we probably will very, very soon, probably the next season.
I want to toss a question. Everybody can answer it, but I want to toss it at Twan Unit, man. So I think he's speaking to why Jared Goff hasn't signed yet. So my question to you would be, where do you rank Jared Goff against the 32 other quarterbacks or 31 other quarterbacks in the NFL? Where do you rank him?
I'll say for me, I think he's top 10.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, man. I think he's a top 10 quarterback. Does he have things that he struggles with? Without a doubt, man. Goff makes some plays though. Like I'll be the first to tell you that Goff I got some questions about him as far as if I'm gonna say that he's elite, but who's elite? Patrick Mahomes, to me, you know what I mean? Josh Allen. I mean, who's guys that can just win football games by putting the team on their back? That's what I think of elite, man. But is he better than most quarterbacks in the NFL? I say yes. He's in that top 10. He's in that top third for sure of quarterbacks. So to me,
yeah, I would say Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and then I'm probably going to go Joe Burrow 3. Then that top 3 is pretty easy for me. But after that, you're talking like, is Lamar Jackson a top 5?
Is he better than Lamar Jackson?
No, but
you know what I mean? That's a tough
one because He's not. Hey Keith. Oh, there it is. Appreciate it, man. New member. Shout out. Much
Shout
appreciated.
out.
We'll
Hey,
get you in that.
appreciate you.
Entered in that jersey giveaway on Friday. We'll get your name in there. What was I saying? Top 3. Is he better than Lamar? No, but he's been further than Lamar in the playoffs. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to an NFC Championship game that he should have won. Team player, I don't know, but I mean, if you're looking at athletic, then no, he's not even close to Lamar. Lamar's an MVP. Like, you don't win MVPs by being bad. And I'm not really a huge fan of Lamar.
Let me ask you this, and this is kind of, I ask you this because this is a tough one for me. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is still on an upward trajectory, but I would say Goff is better right now today.
If you put Trevor Lawrence on the Detroit Lions, do you think it? That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that it pushes us into another zone?
Goff. Listen, I love Goff. I've died on my sword for Goff.
And to say, I'll take you out the hot seat.
You could put me in a hot seat, but I'm comfortable in a hot seat.
Okay, well then answer the question.
Is he? I'm trying to use my word. Goff is one of the few quarterbacks in this league that's a dying breed. He's one of the true pocket passers. He's a true gunslinger. Not a gunslinger, but he's a pocket passer, a pure pocket passer. Can he shift a little left, shift a little right, step up and make a guy miss or extend a play? He's not making many people miss. He's not breaking any athleticism records. Does Trevor Lawrence make this team better just because he's more athletic? Yeah, I think he does, but I still don't think if you put both of them on the Denver Broncos that Jared Goff isn't better there. So maybe I'm cherry picking a little bit, but I think Jared Goff is better, but I do think Trevor Lawrence would be better for the Detroit Lions. Does that make more sense?
I think that when I look at the quarterback position, there's 2 different ways I can look at it. I can look at a guy getting into the right system and being successful in a system, but there's other guys. You put Trevor Lawrence on a team, he's going to be good. He's going to be good. If you put Jared Goff on a team, I don't know that he's just going to be good. And that's not to knock him at all, because I think that Jared Goff is a beast. All right. But Jared Goff had to sit down with Ben, and we had to figure out how to navigate this thing in a way that he could be successful. He's not just a guy that just shows up and we're gonna be a better team just because I showed up. No, we got to say, hey man, okay, we're gonna get a running game. We're gonna have a solid old lineup in front of you. We're gonna have play action for you. We're gonna be able to get you the ball out on time. Hey man, tell me the plays that you like. It's just a little bit different. We had to set this thing up in a way so he could be successful. And hats off to the Detroit Lions for doing that, man, because they figured it out. They put him in a great situation, similar to what McVay did in the beginning. McVay had him with Todd Gurley. They were doing play action. They were doing their thing. They were getting to the Super Bowl, right? But then Todd Gurley turned into he wasn't Superman anymore, and he got all banged up. And then, things just started to get different the more this team got put, or that team got put completely on Jared's back. Jared's not a guy that's just going to put a team on his back, right? He's not going to run you first downs and scramble. He's not going to extend plays. That's just not what he does. But he's a heck of a quarterback nonetheless. But I think that if you put Trevor Lawrence on this Detroit Lions, and then Ben has more options to do more things, because Trevor can make every throw. It's not like he can't make throws now. He can make every throw on a football field. He can throw that deep ball that sometimes we talk about. I don't know if Jared can get that thing all the way out there to J-Mo. He can do those things. So I think that, man, you put Trevor Lawrence on this team, you put Justin Herbert on this team, you put CJ Stroud on this team. Woo! Woo, baby. Woo, baby. But
I'll say this. Jared Goff is not an elite athlete. He's an elite processor of information on a football field. When you snap a ball, quarterbacks take a snapshot in their minds of what's happening, who's going where, who's moving where, what's their responsibilities. Goff is elite at that. Does he make mistakes? Yes, it's the NFL. The game happens very fast. There's a lot of quarterbacks who can't do that. The ones who are athletic, they can kind of get away with it more because they can extend plays. They can wait for guys to get open. Jared Goff doesn't have that luxury. He's not, breaking any records when it comes to speed or athleticism, but he can process a defense very, very fast, very, very efficiently.
I like this. Mike P, did we win with Stafford? I think we're comparing apples to oranges because Stafford at no
regime.
time had the best offensive line in football. Stafford at no time had David Montgomery and Jameer Gibbs and Amon-Ra St. Brown and J-Mo and Sam Laporta. Like he
The
was
best old line.
like, are we forgetting about Pettigrew and Ebron? Are we?
Titus
really?
Young.
Are we really? Are we really?
Yeah.
Kevin Smith. What are we
Yeah,
talking about?
that's unfair because that was a
best thing for 15 minutes.
that was a very different regime. So that's not fair. I get it. We did not win with Stafford. Like, I mean, the point is there. Was it the same? It wasn't even the same regime. Like that was under the original Ford, William Clay Ford, not no relation to my co-host here. I wish he was related because maybe we'd have a sponsorship and suites at a game.
Hey, we're working, man. We're working.
But no, we didn't win with Stafford, but that was a completely different regime, different coaching staff. They didn't have the leadership. And I'm not here to defend Stafford. He's not a Lion anymore. I don't really care what happens in his career. I don't want to see him get hurt. But no, we didn't win with them. He also didn't have Brad Holmes. He also Charles Rogers, R.I.P.
I was just about to say R.I.P.
Yeah, he didn't have Brad Holmes, didn't have Dane Campbell. Sheila wasn't in charge. Didn't have a Chris Spielman in the front office, a John Dorsey. All of those people that work behind the scenes are what's making this work right now. You give Matthew, I'll tell you what, if you take 2012 Matthew Stafford when he threw for 5,000 yards and put him on last year's Lions team, I bet you they win. And that's not a knock on Jared Goff. It's not a knock on Jared Goff at all because it's just two different times. But you put Stafford behind an elite offensive line, a top 2 offensive line last year. You give him those weapons that Will mentioned. 2012 Stafford, last year's team, the Lions win a Super Bowl without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we got time for like one or maybe one more question. Fire it off. We'll wrap it up at the 1 hour mark. I think me and Will still have to record a little something, a little some we're working on for tomorrow.
Man, oh man. I hate to get off, man. I'm vibing.
Yeah, we don't have to.
I enjoy you guys. Man.
I got till about 4:30 tomorrow morning when I got to get up for work. So I got till then.
Let me see. What you guys got? You guys got anything? Are you guys ready for us? You sick of us? Ready to get us up out of here?
Guys, hit that subscribe button. Hit it. I know there's some good people in here not subscribed. We can see the analytics. William, don't get worked up. But
I was just about to say because listen. I don't even. I'm awake because I haven't talked to you about it yet. I don't think I can't remember if I talked to you about it or not.
Yeah, you did yesterday. Take him to church.
Okay, listen. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. So we got shout out to my kids, man. My football kids, man. The NFL draft. They were just awesome enough to go down to the draft. They handed out some of our flyers. Not as many as we wanted, but that was a whole nother subject. But some of them got to reach out to the players and talk to the players and do some stuff, man, do some cool stuff. And they were telling the players when they saw them about our podcast and, hey, man, you should go on my coach's podcast with his buddy. They're really good, blah, blah, blah. And they ended up talking to one of the players. I'm not going to name drop them because I don't know what the situations are or whatever. And they said, listen, one of the representatives checked out at our show and they were like, hey, man, that they got a solid show. We like what we saw, but their platform just needs to get a little bit bigger. So what's frustrating, and I don't even know why I'm necessarily telling you guys because you guys are here supporting, but I think if you're subscribed, but we had a video that did 21,000 the other day, right? But we have just under 5,000 subscriptions. So when we got an opportunity, as we grow and we get bigger, we can have Lions on the show. Like we can have guys that come on and talk. We can have representatives that come on from the Lions. Like we can have those situations, but they're not going to come on our platform if we're small, man. That's just really what it boils down to. So if you guys not only want to listen to our ugly mugs talk, you want to actually see us get an opportunity to talk to some players or some coaches or some representatives from the Lions to get them to come on and even do business with us, we got to have a little bit of a bigger platform. So they said we're trending in the right direction and they like our content and it's good stuff, but for them to deal with us, it's got to get bigger. So, man, it's just hard to swallow that We got so many returning too. When you look at the analytics, let me get off of this tangent, but you look at the analytics, so many people are returning, coming back to watch us again and again.
75%.
But they're not hitting that subscribe button. I just don't understand it. If you want to see more Detroit Lions content, you want the content to get better, you hit that subscribe button, man. It's only going to help us outdo cooler things, man. Whether, like we said, whether it's players, whether it's more gear, whether it's helmets, whether we are going to give back to our supporters, man. So please, if you just tell a friend about us, hit the subscribe button if you haven't, it'll help you out as well as it'll help out the channel. So that's my spiel. Sorry, we try not to do that, but that's what it is.
Yeah. Guys, we have regular jobs. Like, we don't do this for a living. We do this for fun. We're not trying to, be YouTube millionaires. We're not trying to be like the Paul brothers. For me, and I'll speak for myself, and I think Will attest to this, is there's some competition out there. There's some competition. I'm just going to leave it at that. There's some guys we're trying to chase. There's some guys we're trying to chase down. And like Will said, there's some people paying attention to what we're doing. And we are not allowed to say who or what exactly, but yeah. Day one, sure, Mama Ford's a day one, and I still need that spaghetti. But yeah, like I said, there's people paying attention to our channel, and not to toot our own horn, but we think we're one of the best podcasts out there that cover the Detroit Lions. I'll say it to any other person's face who does a Detroit Lions YouTube podcast. I'm not afraid, but we need your guys' help. Like I said, we check the analytics. 75% of people come to our channel and watch it, but just can't hit a button for us. It's literally that easy. It's just click of a button, done. But it's okay. We appreciate the views regardless. We appreciate you guys coming here, leaving some comments nonetheless, but help us to help you. The bigger this channel grows, the more we're going to be able to do. Like, we talked about doing some game tickets giveaways. We've talked about it. We've got $1 million ideas, but we need your guys' help. Love it. Love having you guys come here. Yeah, we got all kinds of stuff we'd like to do for some giveaway, but we need you guys just click that button. If you come here, it doesn't take long. Doesn't really hurt you. Doesn't really there's no sweat off your back, I don't think. But that's it, guys. We went live.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Seriously. James, same thing. All you guys, man, we appreciate the support, man, and our spiel is about it just getting cooler, because at the end of the day, otherwise we can just come here and talk with our buddies about the Detroit Lions, which we say all the time. We are blessed to get the opportunity to do what we would be doing anyways.
Yeah,
or what we were doing anyways. So
the only difference is we used to just have these conversations on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Now it's just, hey, instead of FaceTime, I'll be on in 5 minutes. Like, there's really just no difference in what we were doing 4 years ago. But guys, members giveaway, we're going to jump back on Friday night. It's probably not going to be a long episode. It's probably maybe, 20, 30 minutes. We'll see what happens. We'll do our giveaway. Got a new member to throw in there. We're going to throw your hat in the ring. Last time I'll say it. Think about becoming a member. Got all kinds of jerseys to give away. St. Brown jersey. We're working on some helmets. There's a shop that we know that has some certified full-size helmets that the Detroit Lions have signed. There's an Amon-Ra St. Brown, a Gibbs, a Branch. There's all kinds of helmets that we can get our hands on, but we need your guys' help. So thanks for watching for the night. Member for 1 month. Hell yeah. Our very first. J-Rod has a special place in my heart. Our very first member. I'll never forget it until the day I die. Seriously. So guys, we'll be back Friday morning. We'll have another episode out for you tomorrow. Appreciate you watching. We'll be back later with some more content.
Peace.